Hi, my name's Arlene Dickinson, and I'm here to talk about financial literacy and how important I think it is and why I think it's so important that kids of all ages start very young to learn about the importance of managing money.
And there's no fear there when we start so young, but when you start in your high school career, your grade 10, grade 11, you're only a couple years away from, graduating, maybe moving out, going to school, across the country, across the world, that sort of stuff.
It's all overwhelming to an 18-year-old student who is thinking about what's my next step. But as teachers, we can be one of the resources that they have to help them transition from high school into the next phase of their life.
It's a huge attribute to being successful in the corporate world.
You have a lot of advantages when you're young, especially that you have so much time, and you might not have as much responsibility as, say, someone who's older and has a family and has student loans. And
I think financial literacy is important for students because it's a fundamental skill that will affect students not just during the period of time that they're in junior high or high school, but even into their adulthood. And I think
well, the high school years, the ages 16 to 18, are really important years, and they're critical years, and students start to think about what's next in their life.
It's overwhelming, and you just got to stick with it. And that perseverance.
School and going into junior high school and then into high school. The first time I even understood the idea of compound interest was when I opened up my first savings account.
No matter how much money you make or how hard you work in life, if you can manage your money better, you'll have a better quality of life.
The value that you get out of that, but just being around the lingo, the language. Every industry has their own language.
Put certain parts of our money into investments, certain parts of your money that you could spend, and just knowing the different ways that you can do that.
The first thing that happens is they have expenses and costs, and they have to understand the difference between needs and wants.
Again, everybody in the business here has a function, and they all deal with dollars and cents, whether it's repairs or purchases.
there's a huge gap in knowledge there, and filling in some of those blanks and helping them understand the importance of not just what money is, but how it impacts their lives will allow them to make better decisions for themselves.
I get excited, and you know this as a teacher, when we buy into this, and that's what we need to sell. The programs are out there, the information is out there, the apps are out there.
I never really felt comfortable going up to a teacher and asking, hey, is there any way that you can give me some information or some resources on how to work with personal finances and things like that.
I think the thing with the financial part of it, these students trust us as teachers.
So if a high school student has a good financial literacy program, they can then turn around and demonstrate that in the future if they go into business.
Is train the teachers to feel comfortable enough to have these conversations with our students.
So I am here to support the efforts of this group to ensure that financial literacy is taught in the curriculum of all schools. I hope that you will support the efforts to ensure that kids are educated in financial literacy. I can't think of a more important curriculum item to ensure is happening in our schools today. Start with the basic principles and let's make the next generation successful, strong, and independently able to manage their finances for their futures.